roadside service, Java, yada, yada, yada. I'm going to do the Java, bad Java, and there's one of these questions that's going to just drag me over the deep end, but here we go. First one. I'm just going to cover them in the order they showed up mostly. From the Leak Project. Why are you bringing Leak Project into this vid about the effects of subscribing to Planet X, Secure Team 10, Paul Bagley, Lisa Haven, Steve Olson, WSO, and Leak Project? Those channels have a very obvious agenda. Lisa Haven lies about being a religious leader, sort of like most of them do. Paul Bagley. Secure Team 10 literally just posts faked videos of stuff. Steve Olson, aka WSO, disingenuously plays ignorant and then plays expert. You can't be ignorant and use that as a defense when you make a mistake and do this, and then claim to be an expert that people should be listening to. We won't tolerate that kind of reference. And then there's Leak Project, which is part of, you're basically part of the Basis Project as far as I'm concerned. A bunch of people who peddle woo and new agey horse shit. And I am permitted to drag you kicking and screaming into a video I made about how people subscribe, literally, not just subscribe to a belief system, but subscribe to channels posting horse shit. Instead of listening to someone explain to them, you were told things that aren't true and you're buying it. It's very hard to unlearn something. People learn bad habits and it's really hard to get rid of them. So don't learn bad habits. That includes mental ones. You don't like it? I dare you to post a video. Don't mention me. That will backfire. Don't even do it. You really don't understand SEO if you do that. But do a video responding to the assertion that you're like them. I dare you to call out Secure Team 10 in an entire video. Paul Bagley in an entire video, and Lisa Haven in an entire video. No one is above criticism, including you. And the Basis Project. I dare you to point out that they're wrong about anything. I dare you. I dare you. We're going to be hearing crickets for millennia. Billions of years from now, long after the sun has swollen up and destroyed this planet, no one will feel confident in your group, even the particles of it, to say maybe Secure Team 10 is full of it. You're not going to do it. I critique the scientific community. There is no one sacrosanct. Why are you named the Leak Project? That just implies a bunch of jokes I won't tell. Really, seriously? Yeah, I checked. It's actually from the Leak Project. Next. Now, this is just funny. Senpai noticed me. Or more like Satan Pie noticed me. I'll put a link below to what Senpai is. Anyway, actually I'll post a link to the video where the guy... I'll post that too. Anyway, here we go. RealBiz 1000. Comment on the STS-75 shuttle tether incident 1997 UFO backlit sun explanation. Meaning it wasn't UFOs because they would either be really bright and be visible from the ground because it was sunlit, meaning it was on the sunlit side, meaning it was daylight. You can see the space shuttle and and for that matter, many things during daylight if you know where to look. You just have to be able to look there at the right timing and you'll notice them. It's just really crappy contrast with the blue sky. The claim that it was in the area of some UFOs that were miles across, potentially. I mean, well, I don't know how big they are. Estimate. Oh, a couple of miles across? Okay, so a couple of mile across object in space would be definitely a little bit more visible than a space shuttle you can see with a telescope. You'd be naked eye visible stuff. None of this made sense. It's a bullcrap story people keep posting. Fix your eyes. They're all over the place. Those things are slowing down and speeding up and some moving in different directions. I've seen the raw video. I have the raw footage. And you don't post it. And I was referring to the raw footage. And the raw footage is a long video. Probably can't be uploaded on your channel. I can, but I don't want to. I pointed to a couple of videos explaining it, and also some raw videos that don't benefit people who are trying to get clicks by posting the raw video. I'm not going to help a channel that posts even a factual video and then posts a really distorted interpretation of it in its title and its description being counterfactual and counter-real. I will not promote ignorance. This was asked and answered at the time. It's easy to determine. Your argument's invalid. Unless you're going to post a video explaining your position, get out of my face. Documenting Dangerous Skies. This is a channel that posted a couple of times here. Maybe, depending on how you look at it. Here we go. First comment. About the Puerto Rico asteroid meteor tsunami meme, originally created by Mr. Toro and repeated by Mr. Rodriguez without citation. The first one created it as a UFO story so that UFO believers wouldn't criticize them. And Efraim Rodriguez says, I'm a religious person. You can't complain about it, because both groups say, you're persecuting me. You're covering up the truth. No, we're criticizing you because you're a bunch of charlatans and you're lying. I'm referring generally to this type of people. Post from Documenting Dangerous Skies. Statement. What if you're not a crazy person and you're not after fame and money? What if you were a person that spotted something before knowing anything and could see through the BS channels, but you yourself are classed as a BS channel because of the other BS channels? What do you do? Now, assuming this is a real question, I'll answer it, but now I'm going to read back another comment. Documenting Dangerous Skies posted on a video I had, the same video, to someone else. Someone made this comment. Steve Olson's strategy of circling the wagons, doubling down, tripling down, and keep hearing that some are uprooting their families to escape an event that is not going to happen. It's madness. I personally got involved because he has convinced a friend of mine that Nibiru is going to devastate the planet before Xmas, or Christmas. Okay, now the commentary from the Dangerous Skies guy. Okay? Saying flat out, Steve Olson, WSO, is full of shit. And yes, he deletes stuff or ignores good questions and answers. And then he immediately claims, I don't delete anything. I have archives. Everybody's been archiving the fact that when you post a comment, grab the video. Sometimes he doesn't let us post. I don't let things post in the first place. I'm overt about it. I will censor people for deliberately trying to drag people into some sort of weird ideological or political stance. We're talking about facts here. And I can be wrong too. Point out when I'm wrong, please. But anyway. Here we go. Things got strange last year in the United Kingdom. I saw that there was what was next to the sun before we started getting halos or sundogs. So you don't know that there could be other things causing it. And you say it can't be, it could never be lens flares or some other effect. I'm going to bring up a response to this in a minute. This is the same claim by the person above who is saying I'm not a crazy person. Which I'm not saying this person's crazy. We haven't seen sundogs and halos in the UK before, especially on a regular basis. No, you haven't. The United Kingdom has a high moisture content, at least as far as England, specifically this island nation, surrounded by water. But no uprooting family and making out you know stuff when you don't is bang out of order. I can't tell what that sentence means. I'm going to assume you're agreeing with the guy. Yes, telling people to uproot their families. I've prevented people from committing suicide or killing their children because it's more humane than them living through the horror they keep getting told is going to happen any day now for the last 50 fracking years. Dear religious people, you're being lied to. Next. There is no next. Stop believing liars. And stop yelling at atheists and scientists. I'm not a scientist, but I'm an atheist. Wannabe scientist. Wannabe journalist. Stop yelling at us for telling you that you don't have to kill your children. And no, running to the hills isn't going to save you if the planet's coming to an end. That is really seriously dumb. No, getting a ham license and stuff is not. It's not either. Continuing. I'll get to that in a minute. Anyway, I'm always honest with my work. And I'm mainly working on chemtrails. This sentence cannot exist in the universe that is real. I will get to that in a minute. You've got to stop using the word chemtrails. You have to say contrails or airplane industry pollution. That's like calling global warming global climate change. It sounds like a BS thing, but no, it's really how to precisely say it. It's not a chemtrail. You're talking about whatever's coming out of the back of airplanes being dangerous. When you say that, you have to then prove it. Or you can just say chemtrails and be considered a crazy person, and suddenly you don't have to prove your point because no one's assuming you can. Are you attempting to disprove your own point so that you can be a pariah and make yourself out to be a victim? Okay, next. Now anyway, as the sky has been covered in the UK for most of the summer, really that's never happened in the United Kingdom, aka England, aka a country that's surrounded by water, that has mountain ranges and humidity and stuff, just like the Pacific Northwest. And no, you never have summers ever that are completely cloud covered. England is notorious for people, they make jokes about them not being able to get a suntan in summertime. Their job, from what I can tell, is to make it seem so ridiculous that it's not real. No, it's not their job, and the truthers and other people who call themselves these sorts of things deliberately post preposterous arguments to separate out people who are rational and will question their statements. There's no point in having a party faithful or your religious order have anybody in it smart enough to question whether or not you're really a god. That's just out and out. You can't have that. So you filter them out because they won't be able to put up with your crap. The idea is, if you're going to create a cult, is to filter out the people who will tell you you're full of it. So no, it's not the New World Order doing any of this. This is a meme that is told by everybody who wants you to stop thinking. There's plenty of conspiracies out there. That's just not one of them. And I'm not sure if you're referring to chemtrailing or blocking out the sun or whatever. But anyway, I think it's real, but further away than seen than they're saying. And this is referring again to a Puerto Rico asteroid meteor tsunami, Efrain Rodriguez and Amuri Rivera Toro meme. Or you're referring to Steve Olson, WSO, talking about wormwood, Nibiru, or any of these other things. And no, I don't think we're all going to die, but it's not all nonsense. Why would you assume any of this is valid? Okay, I'm going to cover something really quickly. Refusing to accept an expert's opinion on something, and I'm not talking about me, I mean experts, who in their entire existence is literally looking into space to look for anything unusual and deciding all of them are lying. Even though some of them have never met each other, many of them don't even have contact to a mainstream establishment. But you want to believe desperately that your eyes are lying to you. Yes, I'm covering all of this in one shot. I believe my eyes. You can't tell me my eyes are lying to me. I'm a really good observer. My eyes don't lie to me. When I look for Nibiru, I can't see it in the sky, but if I use this instrument, a camera, a cheap camera, and I don't bother using two of them because they would disagree with each other, I can see Nibiru. Never brought this up, but I believe my eyes. You mean your camera. Because every one of you has said this. Just about, except this person. Oh, you have to use a camera that can pick up infrared. So you're claiming there's some object out there that you say you can see with your own eyes, and you will not believe anything but your own vision of things, your own vision. And you see it through a camera. Okay, if you want to say it's your own eyes, fine. Only your eyes. You can still video record, but you have to point out what you're seeing. I give more credence to people who point a camera at an empty sky and say, I can see something up there, but the camera isn't picking it up. Because that actually kind of makes a little sense, because the human eye doesn't behave like a camera. When I look through these glasses, I don't see the spots on them, because it's too close. No, we're not going to die. And this prediction has been failing years and years worth. There's no reason to believe it anymore. It's the boy who cried wolf. This is a meme. And it's loaded with people telling you not to believe your own eyes and go get a camera to create an effect. And the cameras don't agree on each other. If you get two different brands with two different qualities, or two different makes and models or whatever, they don't agree. That means it's not there. That's not a consistent response. And every one of these channels does that. They won't use two different cameras. They won't use two different exposures. They won't do a way to double check that they're not making a mistake, because they know subconsciously they're making a mistake. I'm not saying you're full of it, but these kind of commentaries do prove that you're not doing anything to remove the doubt. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with all of that.